Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. We can see that Bitcoin is now below 39k, so has dropped further in line with the forecast. And also we can take a look at Cardano, which also dropped further just to 85 cents. So we're going to take a look at these here now. So Bitcoin chart still here. This pattern, the 1-2 setup. Yeah, Bitcoin's I think third overall 1-2 setup on the chart. We had a 1-2 here, we had another 1-2 here, and this is Bitcoin's third 1-2. Yeah, these 1-2 setups are required for the more 1-2 setups, and with 1-2 setup I mean a wave 1 to the upside and a wave 2 to the downside, which is not then followed by a wave 3 and a wave 4, no, but by a wave 1 and a wave 2, which means that all of these will at a later stage have their wave 3, 4 and 5, which means that it's super bullish, okay? Which means that yeah, this cryptocurrency here, together with many other altcoins which are doing a similar thing, are going to do really well probably in the future, okay? So the thing is that Bitcoin obviously was one of the first, or the first one, so it has a longer chart history than other cryptos, has allowed Bitcoin to create more 1-2 setups than others. In terms of 1-2 setups, there are many stocks and shares who do the same thing. And if you take a look at some stocks and shares which are out there, for example, Procter & Gamble, they already built a lot of 1-2 setups as well. And this allows them now to be super, super bullish. Yeah, Procter & Gamble, for example, one of the most, one of the safest, but also one of the most profitable shares out there, together with paying dividend and stuff like that. But we're not going to talk about stocks and shares here. But this is where we are, a wave 1, a wave 2 now. Now this wave 2 is close to being completed. We just need to get into this target area here between 20 and 29k. Yeah, this is what I'm waiting for. In this target area, we've got the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, which is an important one, which is the one that I believe Bitcoin will see definitely, and that is sitting around 27k. We need to get below this wave A low, the wave A low from June 21, to really finish this correction off in a clean way. There is one possibility where we go down straight away, which is what I'm in favor of, and I hope will happen, and also primarily expect. The alternative is that we break above 46.5k. If this happens, then we have a little bit more of a run to the upside before we then come down. Yeah, two scenarios, both ending in the same region, okay? So again, it's not an up or down. It's not a 50-50. It is a, if we go down here straight away, this is my primary expectation. And the other alternative is also that we land here. It's just we have a little bit of an extended correction to the upside before we then come down, okay? At the moment, again, looking more like we are rolling over here and coming down. That's what we've been talking about in the last few weeks anyway, that if we cannot break the 46.5k level, which Bitcoin hasn't been able to do, so far at least not, then we're going to see the rollover and we're coming down lower here, dropping below 41.5k, dropping below 41k, that all happened, dropping below this ascending trend line, that has happened. You can see that when I zoom in, go to the 4-hour chart. Here, this is the trend line we talked about that dropped. Yesterday, my last video was when Bitcoin was just above the 50-day moving average. Told you that we're probably going to lose it as well. And if you lose this previous high here, and that was lost now, then this attempt of Bitcoin to move up is invalidated. Yeah, this immediate uptrend is then sort of invalidated or nearly invalidated. And yeah, we're seeing that. I do expect further price drops. We're currently finding support here. I mean, there are, as I said before, there are numerous small support levels along the way, but nothing too significant. The reason why we find support here is currently just, I think, the previous highs here and the ups and downs here. That is historic volume, that is previous trading area. You know, you just find some support, some resistance there. I did show you the VPVR in the previous video, and we identified here a peak. If I zoom out, a peak in this area here, you can see that. We had one here around 41.5k. We talked about that support level. Then we had nothing. That's why we dropped very fast. And now you're approaching here this historic volume. And this is just a zone. Yeah. But it peaks exactly at the current level here at 38.5 pretty much. Yeah, a little bit higher maybe. And the next support will be at 36.8, which I've got here as a red support line as well on the chart. And then you've got here, the next step will be here these important lows. Yeah, one is pretty much 34.5K and then 33K. That is what I believe we are going to get true if we break the current support here. I don't think we're going to go up from here. It looks more like not that we have seen a significant low here or anything. No, I think we are going to go down further. Reason for that is just by purely looking at price action. What is the trend doing? What is the price doing? The price is currently accelerating its downtrend. You can see that. Yeah, it's not like slowing it down. No, it's still accelerating it. It's currently just consolidating after a strong downtrend. We do not see a strong reaction to any of the support levels. You're actually forming here something like a triangle. Yeah, if you go to the 1 hour chart, you can see that triangle pattern here. And this is, in my view, it's a neutral pattern generally, but it's a continuation pattern, and we're coming from above, so it would rather be a continuation into a downtrend. It's only a small triangle, but based on that triangle, you will see a breakout here in the next few hours. Yeah, that would mean that we could drop easily further down. Next support for me would be here that 36.8K level, which is, yeah, the support line down here, those previous lows. Yeah, it's always a bit of a zone. You know, prices are too dynamic to always give just one price level. It's typically a zone, unless you have a really, really significant low or high. But yeah, looking at this and the fact that we haven't really seen a strong reaction to that support level would strengthen my case that we are probably going to lose this here. Yeah, and then go down further. Okay. And then this 36.8K level, what I've just mentioned, goes also in line with this descending trend line where we had support before. You can see that we had support here along the way. This is a descending trend line. We had resistance here. We had support here again. And this could provide support together with that horizontal support line. So it's a confluence of support levels. Yeah, now back below 39K actually. The reason why we're finding support here is also currently, and you can see that straight away, on the 1 hour chart, you were overbought. When that is consolidated a little bit, you can, oversold. When that is consolidated again, then you are ready for further price drops in my point of view. Looking at the 4 hour chart here as well, it was now oversold as well. Sorry, still early here in the UK. Oversold as well. In the last video, I think we looked at it and said there is still further room for downside on the 4 hour chart. Now that is used up now. That is not a problem. We can still drop further, but first we need to get that consolidation done, and that is what the price is doing now. Because if you look at the 8 hour chart, there is still further room for further downside. Yeah, the RSI is only at 40, so can drop further. The MACD is also still in its downside potential here. Further selling momentum is building. Yeah, and on the daily chart, you can see there is still much more room for further downside as well. Much more. The RSI is at 45. Yeah, so if we compare that to 45, where were we before when we dropped as well? 45, we dropped here. Let's see if we find a comparison till we were at the same level of the RSI back end of December. Yeah, 27th of December. The price was here at around 50K. Yeah. So from 50K, the price did drop all the way down to, it dropped 35%. Yeah. And the RSI was then, here from December, the RSI was then oversold, massively oversold. Now you start much lower. Now you start at 40K. And if we say, okay, from 40K, the price drops also 35%. You can see where we're landing. We're landing exactly at 25K, which is in the middle of my target area. So the RSI would support that. What we said when we came down here, that was end of January, we saw that the RSI was so much oversold. And I told you that now we have to expect a little bit of upside. And we did that, yeah. I gave you that wave 4 target. It was reached. We needed to see that upside because the RSI was completely oversold. And to support further downside, the RSI needed to recover. Now we are at a stage where the RSI has recovered and would even support another 35% drop from here. okay, or maybe 30%. So yeah, that's where we are. Further downside potential here. MACD turning further down. If you see here, probably tomorrow you're going to see the bearish crossover on the MACD on the daily, and the stochastic RSI is still dropping now. So yeah, further downside is expected in my view here for the Bitcoin price. I also showed you in the previous video this potential M pattern that is going to develop here. So again, something like that could develop here, yeah, where you have, you could call it a double top or something, but it's not an uptrend, so it's not really a double top. But such an M pattern typically suggests that you have a neckline down here, and that if you lose that neckline, you're also going to land, and we talked about in the previous video, you're going to land in the yellow target area just purely based on the price target of that M pattern, yeah. So that's where we are with Bitcoin. Further downside happened, yeah, as we talked about it when we were up here, that the market is rolling over if it really takes too long for the bulls to break through here, and they made various attempts to break through this resistance level and didn't get through, yeah. And yeah, so we are now dropping, looking at Cardano. Sorry, that was the same chart as yesterday, the wrong one. I thought I deleted it. Now let's take a look here at the Cardano chart, that one here from Binance. We have come down here further, yeah, at 85 cents, so still holding that 85 cent level. We talked about it as well in the previous video that the 85 cent level is a key support level for ADA. It's around that previous low, yeah, but it seems like that Cardano even, no, it dropped below that low here from the 27th of Feb, but not that low from the 22nd of Feb. That was exactly at 85 cents. That's where we're finding support. Also finding support on the former resistance, now support level of that descending wedge. I mean, you could argue that maybe Cardano is just retesting this former resistance now as support from the descending wedge and could moon from here. You know, it's all possible. But for that, I don't really see the volume. We need the volume. We don't need that much volume to get the price to drop, but we need the volume to really push higher here. Currently, Cardano finding a bit of support because it was nearly oversold as well here on the 4-hour chart. But again, I said if we lose the 92 cents, we're probably going to see the 55 cents. First 75, which is the previous low here from the 24th of Feb. And then you're gonna go to the 55 cent level. And here as well, further downside potential on the RSI, currently sitting at 37. Still further downside potential, maybe not as much as Bitcoin, but doesn't matter. Still room for further drops, yeah. The MACD as well here on the daily is probably gonna turn bearish, probably tomorrow. So also not a great sign. And the stochastic RSI has also now finally turned to the downside, would support further downside potential as well. And yeah, let's take a look at the weekly chart. Here is also still further room for further downside, but we're getting close, you know, we're getting close to the end of the correction. I mean, just look at how long now the stochastic RSI on the weekly has been oversold, pretty much since November. That is a long time, yeah. So it can hold that for a while. I mean, back end of 2018, it did hold that from May, let's call it from June 2018 to December 2018, and this one did hold it from November now, yeah, so far to now. So at some point it needs to move, and it will move, yeah. So I'm just waiting for that. At the moment, of course, it's a bit slow, we know that. Cardano did the same correction that other cryptos are doing as well, don't get me wrong. What Cardano didn't do, and that's why people are pissed off again, Cardano did not make any significant moves to the upside in this whole downtrend. Other cryptos, Harmony One, Phantom, they have volatility. Cardano didn't really have the volatility, okay? So that is what pisses people off. But it's what it is, and it will get there, right? It will get there. It just takes a bit of time, and we need to finish the correction first in this target area between those FIB levels between 30 and 55 cents. How realistic is really 30 cents? Not quite sure, but 55 for me sounds and feels realistic. yeah, that's my view here on Bitcoin and Cardano. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.